Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a brief video to go over the homework for this week, just to make sure everyone's clear about it. It can be a little tricky if you try to race through it. It's not hard if you just take your time and really understand what you're looking at. So this is a sports management case study where you are a manager for baseball players and you're trying to calculate which players you should represent based on their performance and potential earnings and so on and so forth. So there are 4 sheets to the homework: a stats sheet, commission sheet, revenue, and then highest paid. So the last 3 pretty straightforward as far as using the count functions that we've already worked with, revenue, doing some work with absolute cell references on both the revenue and the commission sheet. On the stats sheet, I just want you to just take the time to familiarize yourself with what you're looking at. If you've never looked at a baseball stats sheet, this can look a little bit overwhelming. But in this yellow row up top, this is actually pretty straightforward. I have a little abbreviation guide to what all of these abbreviations stand for down here. So just before you dive in, just kind of understand what you're looking at. So these are headers, and this can be a little confusing because these are actual capitalized letters, just like the column letters, but these are different. These are just referring to baseball terms. So AB is how many times the player was at bat, runs, how many runs they got, how many hits they got, how many doubles, triples, home runs, so on and so forth. So if you look at all of those, you can see what that stands for. Your step is to calculate the averages, the on-base percentage, the slugging percentage, and the on-base plus slugging. Like, I'm not even a baseball expert myself, so some of these I don't quite know how they use it, but they use it to figure out how good a player is. So this is kind of a real-world situation. You're handed something, you're like, I don't know how this is used, but you need to know how to do it. So on this yellow box down here, these are just text boxes that I inserted to show you how to do this. This shows you how these things are calculated. So the average is the hits divided by the at-bats. And then the others are a little bit more complicated, but I show you exactly how to set up the formula. These are formulas and not functions. So I'm just going to do the first ones here. So the average here equals the hits. And so again, I look down here, it says average equals hits divided by at-bats. So always stay within the rows. You know, you don't want to click around all over the place. So I'm working in row 2, starting with Adam Summers. So I have to look for the hits. So his hits are the 181. I click on that cell, divided by his at-bats. So basically, I'm looking at the corresponding column for where these are, and then I'm clicking on those cells. Again, don't type numbers, use cell addresses. And then I hit enter, and then I can copy that down as well. And let's do one more, and you should be able to get the gist of it. So on-base percentage, again, look down here. This is kind of a long formula, but if I just take my time. So I say equals, and it looks like there's a parentheses, his hits plus his base on balls plus his hit by pitch, HBP. So again, I'm just looking for where this H, BB, and HBP are. So then it has a parentheses, divided by another parentheses, his at-bats, plus his base on balls, plus his hit by pitch, plus his sacrifice flies. So it looks long and crazy, but if you just simply take your time and follow through, and then you hit enter, and you get that percentage. So the rest work the same way. You can copy those down, and then the last row you'll create averages for those. So again, just all of the homework, it's very spelled out for you on the sheets themselves. Just take your time and go through those. And make sure you look at all the text boxes on the page to make sure you haven't missed anything.